Welcome to Multiversial, a show where a judge introduces a world that is just like ours, but with one key difference to our two master debaters to argue if it's plausible and how. It's like telling Chris Redfield that he can't punch his way through all of his problems. I am Deacon, I'm your judge today, and allow me to introduce our two wonderful debaters. Hello, Leia
Hello.
and Jen.
I thought he might have forgotten one of our names for a second. I was like, how could you forget Jen?
So rude.
All right, I am ready. What horrors do you have, Black Mirror Man?
All right. So I introduce you to a universe where if you get injured or if a limb is cut or removed, 2 copies of that limb grow back in its place.
Ugh.
And also in the healing process, there is also the chance that a different body part grows instead. So you could have like an eye in your hand or a mouth on your stomach or whatever. It's body horror.
I don't know if that would make body positivity and body dysphoria worse or better. You know, like, would everybody be more chill? Or would people just be like, look at Tim. Tim has a fucking mouth on his abdomen because he was an idiot and got gut shot.
God. I'm trying to decide if this would mean insurance would have to, like, cover these surgeries since they wouldn't really be cosmetic anymore.
That's a question. Okay, so if you're watching this in America, you understand her statement. If you're watching this anywhere else in the civilized and uncivilized world, insurance is a thing that's like the mafia that tells us, hey, give us $800 a month and we'll deny every one of your healthcare claims. And you pay more money. There we go. We just explained insurance in America.
I want you to know that while you were saying that, you had a cadence that was very John Mulaney.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, so that's basically what I'm wondering. I'm like, would this be just another nightmare? Because that's the thing. Like, if insurance doesn't cover this, you think anyone's getting the surgeries to correct that? They're just gonna deal with it. They're like, I've got an eyeball
you didn't
where my
think
arm
about
was.
that. You didn't think about that. Are you ready for this? I'm about to blow your fucking mind. This would count as surgeries. Surgeons injure you to heal you. They cut you open and correct the thing. However, they're still wounding you. So this would also fuck up every major surgery, minor surgery. Hey, you need that mole removed? Technically, that's an injury.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Dental work would be a terrifying thing.
Band-Aid sales would go up.
God, everything would go up.
It's
No,
literally like
I was joking.
Hydra
You
style,
just
so like,
you just put a Band-Aid over it and call it a day.
but it is literally like, you know, Hydra style. So I mean, if you were to like chop off your arm, you would now have
do
two
bones
arms
count
on one side.
If you're growing back the arm, bones count, right?
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Teeth count.
How tiny of a wound are we talking? Like, if I get a paper cut, am I gonna worry about a tiny little baby arm growing out of my paper cut?
Potentially.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Yeah,
No!
This is some nightmare fuel. Again,
I told you,
wisdom
body
teeth.
horror.
Wisdom teeth. Man, that would be horrible. Anytime you have dental work done.
Yep.
You just get like vines.
I don't
and
think
shit.
we'd have dental work anymore.
I think our species would just be done.
I think our species would just, at that point, instead of actually fixing up your mouth, it'd just be like, it's denture time. And then we'd all just live with dentures.
But that's a wound.
No,
If
it's
you
not.
pulled your teeth,
Yeah, if you pull your teeth, that's a
They
wound.
naturally, like, that kind of happens over time, though.
No, it really doesn't. They can fall out. That's different than having them extracted.
But that's my point, right? You'd probably just naturally, if they fall out, and that's how you deal with it. And then if it comes down to it, you just use dentures.
But I'm saying, what would happen to the people who don't have that option where they don't get to fall out? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey, look, some doofus punched you in the face, even by accident. Remember when one of our friends chipped a tooth at a birthday barbecue?
But that wasn't a flesh wound,
But
right?
that's bone. It counts.
Does bone count?
He said it counts.
Wait,
This
so-
is madness.
so if you shattered a bone, you have the chance of 2 bones growing back in its place.
Ugh.
I don't think we would function anymore. I don't think there's a way of functioning out of this.
No, our
Again,
species would be completely different.
And again, even then, you still have a chance of I shattered a bone.
Oh
and
my
there's still
God!
a chance of like growing a tongue in the place of where that bone was.
Oh, the poor trans people. Good God.
Or like for me, I just chipped a tooth recently, so there's the possibility.
Okay, but so
I found the
so-
fucking
I created
inspiration
that
for this
wound,
nightmare
and
fuel.
Now
Leia.
there would be a potential of like an eyeball growing in my
Leia,
gums.
here's the thing. You're assuming society would act just as it is now if this were a thing. If this is how things work, I don't know if we'd ever invent surgery. You see where I'm going?
So so
Like-
what you're telling me is our natural lifespan would go the fuck down and
No,
death
because
rates
here's
would be
my
high.
question, right? If your appendix burst, is that actually an injury, or does your body just grow things? And because that's the thing, right? If our body's made to do this, wouldn't we then deal with injuries completely differently? They might not even be life-threatening at that point, because the body just heals over and grows things.
Yeah. Well, the thing about your appendix bursting is that when your appendix bursts, it leaks poison into your body. But I feel like our bodies probably would have like adapted at that point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel
Deal
like
with
by this
that.
point, I don't know if we'd have modern surgery as we know it. I don't know. Like, even then, that would affect
And this
all
is
of human
this is a thing that
evolution. I
didn't
don't
just
know.
happen overnight, right?
No, this is like a thing that we've just been living with forever.
So we would radically evolve differently. I'm
That's what I'm
sorry, I
saying.
interrupted
Everything
you.
would be so different. Modern medicine would not be how it is now. For all we know, we might have developed the technology to, like, overcome this. I don't know how we would, but, like, for all we know, someone might have developed a serum that slows the growth so you can get in there and do something about it before the other limb grows. That might be how medicine then advances. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No, my brain hurts. Definitely hurts.
chairs would be radically different, though, because we'd have to accommodate for so many different body types. They would all be large. We would have large chairs for life. They would not be
chairs
tiny
for
chairs.
life sounds kind of awesome, though.
We would
And
have to have
beds.
like things like, police. If somebody had like 4 arms, they would have to have like specific like handcuffs that were made for people with like.
You know what they'd
multiple limbs.
have? They'd have like customizable handcuffs where they could add more cuffs if needed at will. So you'd have just
Yeah.
like clip-on attachable parts to your handcuffs.
What would the discourse at Pride be for this shit? Like, we got people who are like, you can't wear a harness, and I'm like, you can't have 8 penises.
Again, considering how we injure ourselves as children, I don't think modern beauty would be what it is.
Oh my god.
Like,
Though
I don't-
didn't think about it, but there's absolutely, and Leia kind of touched on that just then. There's absolutely going to be people who like intentionally injure themselves to grow multiple.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what
body
I'm saying.
parts.
Like, I don't think we would perceive humans as we do now at all. There'd be no way. It'd be so bizarre to see a person totally fine. Right? Like, it just...
So would you break your legs to grow?
No, because I might end up with eyeballs and tongues where I don't want them.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the other possibility is that,
But I'm
Even
saying
with
you
the-
wouldn't risk it for the biscuit.
No!
That's fair. I wouldn't risk it for the biscuit either.
Which by now...
even what you touched on with like the 8 penises, it might actually be like 4 and like a tongue and eyeball.
Ugh.
Like, I'm trying to think now how many injuries I've gotten in my life, right? I've cracked my wrist.
You broke your ankle.
I broke my ankle. I was paper cut city as a kid, so I might just have tiny little appendages on my hands. My hands would be a mess. What about blunt injuries like calluses? Does that do anything?
I'm gonna say no, because that kind of a situation is more of like a callus is more of like dead skin growing over and over and over and over itself already. So
Man, any sort of recreational sport involving physical stuff would be way worse.
Yeah, because they would have to, like, certain sports, they'd be like, sorry, we really prefer someone with, like, 4 arms. It's a lot better for this.
Oh my god, I
activity."
wasn't even thinking like the discrimination factor. I mean, like,
college kids injuring themselves to try and get the extra arms. To
No,
join a
I
sport.
thought about it from this perspective
What?
because some people like they don't realize how cutthroat the sports industry is worldwide, which is real sad. Like they push their bodies to a like unreasonable level and whatnot, and if they end up getting injured, like their whole career is just done before it even starts.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people in like the NFL and stuff like that because that's the most contact driven one. Like
Yeah,
I've
people
read
in the
stories
NFL
about
can,
people
like,
who
pull a
were only
hamstring and they're done.
yeah, and I've read stories about people who would make like they'd sign on not for millions of dollars like some of the big name people, you know, they'd sign on for like $100,000 a year and like, yo, that's some good shit, but you could get real fucked, real easy.
And especially, so in this kind of a situation, right, where things kind of grow back and more things happen, like, certain things you'd grow would also end your career. Like, if you grow an eyeball on the top of your head or, like, on your forehead or something, I think that's an injury site, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, would not, I think, be able to do sports at that point.
I really trying to think. Like, I was thinking when you mentioned eyeball, I mean, like, what happens whenever you get accidentally poked in the eye? God help you.
Well, I think it depends on if it gets scratched, right? 'Cause it's about scratch or bone damage, right?
God, no one would keep cats as pets.
Oh my god, yeah.
You would just not keep anything that could bite or scratch you as a pet.
We would
Ever.
have safety gear for just using kitchen utensils.
Right? You have like a full-on hazmat suit trying to
A chef is now considered like a high-paying, like dangerous job.
Do you think we'd
Gordon
have
Ramsay has,
universal
like,
health
8
care in this
arms.
universe? Because that's
See,
a big.
that's what I was talking about before, right? I don't know how health insurance would work because this would just be such a normal thing. It's like, does
No.
capitalism
I'm
take
going to tell you right
advantage of
now. It's
that,
very
or-
simple. It's very simple. Whenever you have to ask yourself the question, how would health insurance work? Well, it would work like it does in our current world. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Anybody who's offended by that joke, get out of here.
The only people who are offended by that joke
Work
are
in
rich,
insurance
are rich
companies.
people or people who work in insurance and like they're fine. And
I know so many people who worked in insurance who are like, no, I'd rather see this motherfucker burn.
Well, that's why I was saying, like, I just went along with it because you said it. But in any case, what I'm trying to say is I just don't think those people watch this, and if they do, we have a Patreon and other wonderful avenues of support to help keep the show going. You should consider checking that out at the end of the show.
I love how my wife
Yeah.
has reached full shill status. It's great.
We work hard, and by working hard, I mean I argue about fictional worlds, because that's important. In all seriousness, though, I do work hard. I make that money.
I can't even
Kinda.
believe how hard she works considering how small she is. She has to work extra hard.
I would have so many extra limbs. I just sustained so many injuries. I literally just picture, like, look at my hands, there's a bunch of tiny little hands. I don't know why I picture that's what I would grow, but I just imagine, like, little feeler hand. Leia, would you still hold my little feeler hands?
God, this whole thing just overloads me in so many ways. I can't. Like, ugh.
Airplanes
Oh, that's right.
would
Like,
see much
Leia, you have
people.
a thing about eyes specifically too.
Yep, I have a thing about eyes and fingernails.
Airplanes would seat many fewer people.
Like, stubbing your toe would be
Much
just
smaller
like the
people.
most heart-wrenching thing.
I mean, yeah.
Oh my god. Like, I'm going back to the whole, like, people being like, sorry, it's better as a 4-limb job. Like, there would be a, like, I feel like a class hierarchy of what kind of, like, limbs people have, right?
Oh, the purebloods, maybe?
Probably in a way, yeah. I mean, like you were saying about like sports and stuff, like there would definitely be people like who are playing tennis or whatever and be like, oh, we want somebody who has like 4 or more arms so that they can hold more, you know, rackets, or, you know, we want more people in like football, like the NFL. Like we want more people who have like multiple arms, maybe multiple legs that can run faster, that kind of thing. I was saying earlier, like Gordon Ramsay would have like what, 4 different arms with 8 hands on each one.
Bitch slap you with, yeah.
Okay, wait. I think we can all agree on one thing though. In this world, no one would believe in God.
Yeah.
I know I would not. There would be no way in hell a creator would make this Deacon.
Yeah, no. We found the devil.
Okay, so I'll be real with you. Where this came from, I've been reading Junji Ito.
Is that the horror guy?
Isn't that the hole in the wall guy?
That's the swirls guy. It's the swirls guy.
Yeah, well, he made the what is it? I think it's like Amigara Fault, where this hole was made for me.
Yeah, the people holes. That's what I was just asking. He's that guy, right?
There's that guy. He also did Uzumaki, which is the spiral guy.
You know what's really funny? If you ever look up a picture of Junji Ito, he basically looks like what you would imagine the Japanese Stephen King to be. I'm not even joking. Here's a picture of him.
Oh, yeah.
And wait, here's a picture of Stephen King. I like how I just typed in Stephen King after Junji Ito, and then it was like Stephen King, Junji Ito.
Yeah, I see it.
They both just look like pale people who have danced with the devil.
See, I love Junji Ito because he does a ton of like body horror stuff. Like that's his whole jam.
Yeah, sounds great. You know why I've never read Junji Ito?
Is it because he does a lot of body horror?
Yeah.
It's fine, don't worry about it. Oh, buildings would be a lot more accessible, though. We would literally have to solve that. Even capitalism couldn't stop us.
I mean, I feel like that's, things would have to be a lot more accessible, just across the board.
Wasps would be one of the single greatest threats to humanity.
You get a wasp sting, and like a tongue grows out of your neck.
Oh. This is awful, and I hate this.
I told you before we started.
I want to punch you in your fucking face.
Get ready for some fucked up shit, because this is it. Well, look, I've been doing more wholesome stuff, at least for the
where's
most
that,
part.
you fucking wang?
And I had to go back to my like horror roots. All right.
For those of you who don't know, Deacon is actually coming to visit us in June. So after that, the podcast may be getting a new person as I hide his body.
Jesus Christ! No, I've already said I have one rule in life: it's to not be an accomplice. So no, Leia, you will not make me an accomplice.
God, I love making jokes like that and then wondering in the future if something bad actually happens. Be like, the police come to my door and it was like, well, there was some context here. Yes, ma'am, what was the context? It was a fucking joke.
We are all vaccinated, by the way.
Yes.
Figure I will put that out there in this XX year of the pandemic.
Yeah, he's basically driving up straight through. It's the only time he will be remotely straight. Is on that road.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's true. It's accurate. But yeah, like I said, I had to go back to like, you know, I had to go back to my horror roots for a little bit, because mix it up. I can't do wholesome all the time.
You could, for us.
No, nah.
Okay. I tried.
I am an eldritch being, Jennifer. It don't work that way.
I mean, at this point, all I picture is this would end with humanity just being a bunch of blobs, like an Akira blob of just
yes, that is
mess.
The Cronenberg.
Cronenbirds. Oh my god, I forgot about those. Yeah, we'd all be Cronenbirds. That's it.
Yeah, just masses. But yeah, like I mean, I was just thinking about, like, you know, there would be some people who, in my head, when I was originally, like, envisioning this world, I mean, it was just
Oh
be
my
people who were
God.
just, like, eventually,
Oh
you know, like,
my
What?
God, you could never get a C-section.
I mean, I don't even want to begin to imagine what pregnancies would be like, considering the mess we would all be.
Fuck, you could never even get an abortion either. Like, this is fucked.
It's a bad time. I don't like it, Deacon. It's a bad time.
Bad beats.
Bad beats.
yeah, thinking about it, we might want to put, like, a body horror warning at the beginning of this one. But yeah, it would be a mess. I would, like I said, again, I was just envisioning, like, people who were, like, strategically cutting off parts of their body to, like, grow back certain things, but
Okay, anyone who would do that would be an idiot. Because you don't know what's gonna grow there. Unless, again, science has made, like, formulas where you can,
Honey,
guarantee it?
we had people the other week putting gasoline in plastic bags. Yeah, I think it would happen.
Alright, I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah.
I
Our
think
faith in
we've
humanity
scalped-
destroyed.
Yeah. I think we've successfully ended, people as we know it. We're canceling people.
it's over. It's time for scorched earth. We're done.
Get the scorch beast overhead, please.
Oh man. Oh. Well, I think I know the answers to these questions, but do you think that it's
No.
feasible?
No.
Would you want to live
No.
No.
I mean, that's fair. Oh my god.
This is vengeance for the clown thing.
Uh,
It
I just want you to know
totally is.
I'm ready to push
It
nuclear
totally
options
is.
here.
God.
oh man. All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning into Multiversial and visiting this strange and dangerous world with us.
Special shout out to our sponsor tier Patreons and not Deacon, Neji Komu, Shadow Rogues, and Chaos Bunny, and all of the paid subscribers who keep us employed making free content like this podcast, which I deeply apologize for.
I'm supposed to thank Deacon. He
Thank
picked
me.
a topic
Do it.
today. That happened. But I am going to thank all of our loyal listeners and tell them to be sure to check out fierceferrets.com for all the great stuff we make and links to all of our social media and Patreon to help support the show.
See you at another time in another world, strangers. Get
Yeah,
up for
not
more
this
horror.
one.
We're doing it. We're going full horror.